Hey, Warrior Forum, Mark Bichetti here. So why am I passionate and why am I good and why am I effective at writing health and supplement copy? Well, first of all, I grew up in a health family. My grandfather, Anthony Bichetti, he invented the time release method. And my whole family was immersed in science and health. My mother was a nutritionist, a nurse, went into alternative medicine, did live blood cell analysis, set up nutritional programs, supplement programs. And it comes down to, first of all, one thing that you have to know and you have to be compliant about and you have to be in integrity about, that a supplement doesn't heal, it doesn't cure anything, ever. Ever. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what the fat is. Doesn't matter what people are saying. That's not what supplements do. The only reason why anybody ever feels anything from taking a supplement is if they're deficient in certain nutrients. If I'm deficient in B3 and I take a bioavailable B3 supplement, I'm going to feel a likely difference in my energy and the way I look and feel in general. Now, I can't make claims if that supplement, that B3 supplement, isn't bioavailable. In other words, if the ingredients aren't sourced well, if it's not processed well, I still can't make the claims even if the science is there. So there are so many things involved with writing copy and launching a supplement, if we're launching a supplement campaign. And by the way, I'm sorry for wearing my glasses. My eyes are a little puffy. So it's like, what do a lot of copywriters that don't know about what I'm talking about? And this is just the tip of the iceberg, by the way. What do a lot of copywriters do? They write aggressive copy that might convert but is never scalable, or they don't even know how to use science to make claims that can really connect with people. And they don't know how to heuristically enter the conversation. In other words, what story are people telling about the problem you can address and maybe help solve? What story is that? How do you join that story? We're not just talking about symptoms. We're talking about painting a bigger picture that lets them know you're just not here selling them something. You're advocating for people and having a face and voice that is easily received, like a doctor. Look at anything Clemens and Gundry. Why does Dr. Stephen Gundry perform so well as a face and voice for the Clemens, for Golden Hippo? Why? Because he is an authoritative figure with the credentials, the papers, to say, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. So when people hear certain information from him, they go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And it makes sense because it's coming from you. And then there's this thing called a mechanism. A lot of copywriters, most copywriters, in fact, focus on the hook, the big idea. Well, great. But unless you have a mechanism, especially in health and supplement copy, it's too good to be true. In other words, if something doesn't feel logical and believable to me, for me, I'm not going to buy it. Wow, it worked for you. Great. I'm so happy. Next. You have to make it pop for me. So what is that mechanism, that why that makes this work from a science perspective? Why is this possible for me? How are you going to break through my story about all the things that I've already tried that haven't worked, or, you know, you being a snake oil salesman that's just trying to sell me something that doesn't work more? So how do you overcome that? Well, you have to have a mechanism that clearly demonstrates, that clearly shows me why this ingredient or this supplement, this combination, why it works. Why? What is the why? And then the big idea can come from that. For instance, you know, I did a gut health, a weight loss supplement. B420, it's a specific strain of good bacteria. And it's extremely prevalent. This strain of good bacteria is extremely prevalent in skinny people and virtually non-existent in overweight and obese people. So we made a supplement around that and added Green Select, a bioavailable green tea extract, and a few other things to help it get into the cells and even help dissolve the fat protein around cells, prolipin. So there the mechanism is your body is 90% bacteria and only 10% human. A lot of people don't know that. You are mostly bacteria, which is non-human intelligence. So when your ecosystem is out of balance, your weight is going to reflect that. And this B420, it needs to be prevalent in that ecosystem. And this can help get it in there. So, there's a strong mechanism, the hook being that your body is bacteria. Not human cells, but bacterial cells mostly, relatively speaking. So that allows the information to be clear for people to raise their hands and go, oh yeah, this is my problem. Oh, this solution makes sense. I get it. And to come from that advocating voice. That voice that says, yeah, I'm the authority, I'm credible, and I care, and I did the research. So please listen, because you are finally going to receive the awareness that you need to move forward with a real solution. That has to be there in health copy for people to press that buy button. And, also realize, to get to your upsells, you have to have a front end offer that sings so that your upsells matter. And the conversation, you're surfing the momentum now from that front end conversion in your upsells, and those upsells need to make sense. For instance, for this B420 product I'm talking about, the first upsell is a prebiotic that specifically feeds this probiotic. Prebiotics are fuel for probiotics. And to have a prebiotic that specifically feeds B420 so that it can be stronger and healthier than the bad bacterial cells that are causing the weight loss and the damage to your gut, well, damn. That's an amazing thing, right? And then the next upsell, going after biofilm. Biofilm is that white stuff that bad bacteria and fungi secrete to colonize in so that they're protected from being harmed from supplementation, for instance. Like if you put garlic into your body to kill bacteria and they're colonized in biofilm, you don't touch them. So you have to eradicate that biofilm by increasing the mucosa lining. That's what the third upsell is. So that we get all those bad guys out into the open, clear away the ecosystem so that the good guys can proliferate and take back over. So that your body can transform. That is how you utilize science and a supplement and health campaign promo. So if you want to talk to me and understand more about why I'm one of the top copywriters and specifically in health, reach out. What do you got going? What successes have you already had? Why are you launching a supplement? Do you really want to help people, or are you just chasing the money? Because I want to work with people who really want to help. The more people you help, the more money you make. If you're chasing the money, you don't ask the right questions. It's the questions we had right, the answers we had wrong. Bono. Now, what does that mean? That means we can ask the wrong questions to get the really great copy that is inert. It's a bomb that doesn't blow up. It's not effective. It doesn't work. So we have to ask the right questions to get to the right science, to the right positioning that's going to join the conversation already happening in people's heads so that they raise their hands. Yes, I identify with that. I relate with that. So then our solution matters. If it doesn't matter to them, they're not going to listen. And they're going to immediately put you into a box saying you're this or you're that. Let's prevent that. Let's acknowledge it. Let's create a campaign that overcomes it. And let's connect with people on a massive scale and get ingredients, nutrients, supplements into their body that can replete, that can replenish these deficiencies so that they can live a much more healthy, happy, perhaps even extraordinary life. Huh? Let's do it. Reach out. Tell me what you got going. I quote individually, so don't ask me about that. Just reach out.